The land of Bugaria. A peaceful, prosperous place where many adventurous bugs gather. Although, it wasn't always that way. Lured by the promise of riches and lush fields, a young queen visited these lands many moons ago. Together with her daughters and fellow ant servants, she established Bugaria's modest first settlement. Her people were happy, the ant kingdom flourished, and yet the queen's dream had still not been fulfilled. For she had heard of an ancient people who safeguarded a treasure of unbelievable power. It was none other than the everlasting sapling, a plant which would grant unending youth and strength to any who ate even one of its leaves. She searched and searched and searched. Alas, she never found it. She entrusted her dream to the princess before falling into a hard-earned sleep. Determined to succeed where her mother did not, the new queen rallied the people together under her cause. Opening the doors of the kingdom to bugs of all shapes and kinds, she attracted ambitious and skilled adventurers. Her decree was loud and clear. "Find me the everlasting sapling, and you shall know wealth like no other bug ever has." With this, the Explorers Association was founded, with its many members searching across the kingdom for clues and treasure. Even though to this day the sapling has not been found, but every bug dreams of one day claiming it for themselves. Or at least those were the stories I was told in my land. Despite many unfortunate incidents, tales of your people helped me keep my adventuring spirit alive.
Rest assured, Kabbu, they are not mere legends, but real history. This Explorers Association and all the explorers who risk their wings for glory are proof of that.
Then, Sir Maki, would you consider my earlier offer?
Kabbu, I respect your passion, but I take missions of the highest danger. An unproven warrior is not fit to accompany my team.
Unproven? Maki, I've bested many hardships in the north.
Or so you say. Your knowledge of our culture and your passion for exploring are as true as my blade's edge, Kabbu. But I would ask you not to press the issue. This is not the place to cause a scene.
What? Can I say that again? As I said, we cannot allow children to explore, much less Snake-Mouth Den. I'm not a kid!
So much for that. Would you accompany me, Kabbu? It is my duty to investigate.
Well, if you insist. Hello, everyone. I am Tessellating Hexagons, and this is Bug Fables, the everlasting sapling. Yep, I'm doing 2 concurrent Let's Plays at the same time, and who knows how well this will work out for all involved. So as you might be able to tell, based on the art style, and based on things that we are yet to see, this is kind of a spiritual successor to the good Paper Mario games. You know, back when they were Paper Mario and not, oh my god, the world is Papercraft Mario. Mario with too many A's. Now, as you can tell by dialogue, I am sort of fuffing around. Okay, I know that this fellow has something for us, but we can't get it right away. We have story to progress. So what's going on over here?
Etel, B, lower your voices. What is the matter?
This guy's calling me a kid, says I can't explore. Well, shouting's not going to change the rules, you child. Shut it, it's not about age, it's about skill. I'm V, the best explorer the Hive has ever seen. I'm not some random bee. An explorer bee? Yeah, got a problem? Saying bees can't explore? Expected honey and pain? I didn't say that, but...
Silence, please. This guild of ours is no place for petty squabbles.
Well, look, I can't just give a permit to some bee, much less without a partner. Teams should be a duo of explorers, you know. I'm worth like 4 bees, okay? Hey, V.
What do you want?
Why don't we join forces? We both wish for a permit, yet lack a companion.
What, do I look that desperate? I don't even know you!
I have a promise I must keep, and for that I must explore. How bad can I be?
Well, it can't be worse than having to stay put. Deal!
Wait, you two are just crazy. You won't last a second at Snake Mouth. I'll prove you wrong.
No. You are both most likely mere novices ruled by your strong emotions. I have no doubt that if you left today, you would return inside a bag.
Sir Marquis, although you outrank me in spades, you shouldn't underestimate me. I went through quite a bit to get here.
Yeah, bugs like you that look down on others are really annoying. Very well. You're one to talk with that voice of yours, but fine, I shall test your resolve.
Test us, huh? Who named you king of this joint?
The Ant Queen herself, for she has knighted me as her royal blade.
I accept your challenge. Vi, get ready.
What's your own horn? I was born ready.
Now, I know there's controversy to be had. I've discussed this with a friend of mine, Vi rather than Vi. There is justification for either, but I'm going to be calling her Vi for the purposes of this story. Now, I've played this game once before. It's probably for my benefit that I review the controls just in case, because I was just barely starting to get used to them when I finished playing the game. So, sure, let's learn about timed hits.
Hit me up, maybe I'll even learn something.
Listen then, we can both perform one action per round, be it attacking, using an item, etc. It's Paper Mario back before it went silly. We can power up our attacks by performing unique action commands. Like I said, it's Paper Mario. If I hold down long enough, I can power up my horn. Strike. So, Kabbu's attack is the hammer from Paper Mario.
Holding a button? Lame. Look at this. If I press at the right time, I can power up my beamerang.
Beamerang? Now, at first I thought maybe you do extra damage if you press the appropriate button, like, at the earliest convenience, but no, as long as it's within that threshold, it does the right amount of damage. Anyway,
see, we're doing great.
Don't let your guard down, Vi. After our turn ends, the enemy's next.
I know, and if I press at the right time,
you can reduce the damage you take. And, fairly sure it doesn't have super blocking like in Paper Mario 2. It is purely timing based.
Ow, what the heck? You trying to kill us or something? If you can't handle that much, you should surrender. Go home and guard Honey with your silly toy. Toy? Now I'm mad.
We should pay him back tenfold.
It's time to use a skill. They're just like attacks, but you can select them from the yellow flower.
Yeah, so we also have the Bug Fables version of flower points.
No.
We should patch your wounds too, using items from the blue flower. So yes, it's teaching us about the menus, but it's 1 HP of damage. I think he'll live. Now, is this the... Oh. Okay, I am going to need to refresh my memory on the various action commands. It's been a minute, okay? There we go. I pressed all of the Zs, and by spending some toilet paper, we have done some damage. And, I never use Taunt, but for the purposes of demonstration... Oh, there's no action command for this. Yeah, come after me, David Mitchell. And I was a bit too late in blocking the command there because, as I said, it has been a momentito. A sprigatito, if you will. And we can't even do the taunty, gloaty, stylish... There are no stylish commands like in Paper Mario as far as I know. Nor is there star power like in Paper Mario 2, or 1 for that matter. Every time, Maki attacks like a beat sooner than I expect. Not that it matters. Such skill with the blade.
You pass.
What?
You performed well enough. I could feel your desire to see the world through your attacks. I'm not one to keep you from your explorer permit. Etel, you may grant it to them.
I get no say in this, huh? But Maki is the Queen's blade. Here, you can have it. We got the Gerudo training card, which somehow combines an optional dungeon in Ocarina of Time with the thing you need in order to open said optional dungeon. It's the Explorer's Permit. It's a leaf with some business on it.
I did it! Snake Mithden's gonna be all mine. All the riches, all the glory. Snake Mithden, it lies to the west of the Association. A simple path, although filled with danger. There is much treasure to be found, but its jaws have claimed many.
Mackie! Who's here? Ah. Seriously, brother, how long are you going to keep me waiting? I would say Victoria Corin Mitchell, but David Mitchell is her husband. I was going to say her wife, and yeah, that would have problematic implications. So I'm just not going to do that kind of voice. My apologies, Kina. Vi, Kabbu, I must be going now. As you can see, duty calls me. May you succeed in your mission. Nishishin. Clear. What a weird bunch. He ended up causing quite the scene himself. At fighting prowess. How many years must he have trained? So, I'm Vi, I guess, from the hive near the big tree. Oh, I am Kabbu. I moved in just 1 moon ago from the north. Cool. Indeed. Anyway, Sir Marquis said Snakemoth was to the west, right? Should we get moving? Right, yeah, let's go right away. Don't fall behind, okay? Eatle, what is your damage? Hey, wait, you two. Something wrong? You're gonna say something racist because I'm not a beetle? You know what the goal of the Snakemoth expedition is, right? Nope. What? You'd go there without knowing anything? It's like asking to perish.
Shush, Edel, just say it.
Your goal is to find an ancient artifact that is fabled to be inside Snakemouth Den. Many tried, but no one ever found it. Most never came back. I don't know what the Queen wants with that, but she is very determined to find it. We will find it, don't worry. Yeah, I'm on the case after all. This is what worries me. And so we begin with Chapter 1, a dysfunctional trio. So dysfunctional, in fact, that there is only 2 of them, and that's the joke. And you can change who's in the lead. I don't think it has any impact on, like, dialogue or whatever. Oh, it defaulted to having Vi in lead? No, I want to play as Kabbu. He's best boy. Now we can talk to Orchid Friend.
Oh, finally done. Sometimes work just don't stop coming.
Okay, who are you again?
Excuse you, I'm Artis. I keep this place running.
Oh, thank you for all your hard work. Yeah, thanks.
So, you two-faced Mackie, eh? Bet you found it a tad too easy.
You know it.
I see you lot like challenge. 1 sec, I have this thing. Please take it.
No. Like, I have used it in the end game on my personal save file, and I can handle it, but for the purposes of the Let's Play, how about we don't? So, medals, they work the same way as badges in Paper Mario, and if you've never played a Paper Mario game, I will have to explain that in greater detail, I am aware. So you can equip medals, they have various effects. You need MP, which you gain by leveling up. What is this, a medal?
Let's say it should make things more interesting for you. High at risk, high at reward, as they say. If you defeat any powerful enemies while wearing it, come see me, alright?
I won't say no to free stuff, you've got a deal. Thank you for entrusting us with it. Take care, Artis.
Safe exploring, folks. Remember to check in every now and then.
And I never did. Maybe I will in this playthrough. In the meantime, we have another important piece of chalief to consungle. Dong! It's a dongberry.
Hey, why are you hitting that crystal? You could break it, you know.
Oh, you really don't know?
Just tell us why.
Forgive my partner, Celia. Her mouth was most loose.
No, that's not the only thing that's loose, if you know what I'm saying.
This is an ancient crystal, correct? They're unique to this land. So how are you going to save in the next game? I mean, what? Correct, they store the record of previous travelers if you smack them with something. They're how you save the game. This crystal is yellow at the moment, so it will even heal your wounds. Yep, yellow crystals fully heal you and allow you to save the game. We will also see blue crystals down the way that will save the game, but they won't heal you. Maybe there will even be a third variety that heals you without saving. Remains to be seen, as is the slogan of the glass coffin manufacturers. Oh, you are one of little faith.
Come on, Levi, show 'em.
Dong. Yeah, let's save, why not? You don't save at an LP, but I like tempting fate. It is done. How dare you save on my behalf? That is rude.
Whoa, it really works. This must sell for a fortune.
All you get for this crystal is prison time. Only the Ad Queen can authorize placing these rocks in public spaces. Even if you find one in the wild, they are too heavy to be carried by a single boog.
There goes that idea.
Still, their properties are amazing. Let's use them when we can, Vi.
Yeah, sure, let's get on, move on.
Best of luck. Best of luck. So, that's kind of introduced us to the world of Bugaria. There's not a lot going on here at the moment. There's a lot of what appear to be large beans. I could talk to all these individual people, but just don't worry about it. It's the usual, you can't get round the hub because it's early game and rocks fall, everyone dies. Is this excommunicable? It looks very foregroundy, but no, okay. But that sort of spoils that, hey, Kabbu can also do the sort of horn flip thing outside of battle. You can use it to stun enemies and cut grass. And Vi has her boomerang, which it works like a boomerang in all but name. Now then, we have our Gerudo training card. Allow us to enter the fortress. Just conflate all of the situations. Only licensed exploration teams, well, screw you, we have a pass. Let me through. Now, one thing that you might grow to appreciate with Kabbu over time is he's so wholesome and sweet and noble. He's always like, even if I don't like you, I respect your position and you're a good egg. Thank you for existing and doing the hundle both, if that be your job. Anyway, we get 2 attack turns this turn because, oh boy, I've done too much at once. I stunned the enemy before coming into battle, so we get an extra turn to show for it. And I think it might do a little bit extra damage as well. So, we'll just attack the seedling, we'll rock the Casbah. Are you dead? You are dead. Okay, I was going to show off this game's version of Paper Mario's tattle mechanic, but that can wait for the next battle. Also, we got berries, they are this game's currency. Does it seem out of character for me to be sort of coming into the world actually explaining stuff like a proper Let's Player? Kabbu fell in the wet, wet, wet. He's become a moist boy. Okay, well then, we could use the X button to change who attacks in what order. Now, there's 2 methods of doing that. Well, in my case, it's the X key anyway. Kabbu can't attack because this enemy is not on the ground, and, like in Paper Mario, you can't hammer an enemy if it's not on the ground. Right, if you use the X button, you could change who's attacking right now, but it doesn't change who's in front. If you use the A button, you could change who's in front, and they do slightly more damage in exchange for being attacked by enemies more frequently. Or something like that. That's items, strategies, spy. And this also has an action command, and if you fail it, you get nothing but a wasted turn. And you do have to get all of them.
It seems this land has seedlings as well. Despite their adorable looks, they plague many fields and have no qualms devouring crops. Although weak and puny in comparison to me, their flying variation is troublesome as I can't reach it. I'll have to ask Vi for help.
Now, I'm not going to show every single instance of this, but Vi and Kabbu both have different dialogue for every enemy in any situation. So who you tattle them with will give you different dialogue, basically, and you're not limited to... You can tattle them as many times as you like, it's just, it does take a turn to do so, so... Handle with petition. 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 What say you? Yep, that's... Press the A button, change who's in the lead, and strike them down like you're a hocus-pocus channeling scrunkle. I don't speak English. This has been established over many years of Let's Playery. Anyway, I shall give you a bonk, and you shall perish. And I shall give you a bonk, and you shall perish. Now, you would have thought, at this stage in the game, everything's fairly easy, I know what I'm doing. I should put on the hard mode badge, maybe get some extra EXP, to make things easier down the line, but I don't want to throw the game all out of whack. I want to show the game as it's intended to exist. I want to give a false impression of what the game is like if you're thinking of supporting the game, and I do encourage you to support the game. Go and buy it. It's on Steam and various other social platforms, such as, and I include, I think it's on Switch? It's definitely on Steam, because that's what I'm playing on. I'm fairly sure it's on other consoles as well. As you can see, Vi did slightly less damage on the second turn because oh yeah, you can see the drops of sweat. The more you attack in a single turn, the more fatigued you become, the less efficacious your attacks are. So it is possible to spend your turn to give your turn to another member of the party. But the attack that they end up doing will do less damage than it otherwise would. So, for example, Vi did 3 damage there. If she attacks twice in the same turn, then the second attack does 2 damage. A third time, theoretically, if we went into battle having stunned the enemy, then
we'd have the first 2 attacks. If we then told Kabbu, hey, give your turn to Vi as well, then the 3rd attack would do 1 damage. Hopefully, this will make sense as we progress through the shortles of our daily lives and our obstrusions accordingly amongst. Now, you might wonder, why am I being so obsessive about cutting the grass? Free money, free stuff, and also, Kabbu can only attack the nearest ground-based enemy, so this isn't the best example of that because this is the 2nd enemy in the lineup, but it's the first one that's on the ground, so it's the first one I can attack, so beep, 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 boop. Also, his attacks are represented by hexagons. I am do a hecking appreciate. And it's in our interests to attack this enemy again because basically we don't want to spread the damage too thinly because if both enemies are alive at the end of our turn, then that means both enemies will attack us, whereas I am not good with the timing. It's going to take me some while to warm back up into it. Don't worry about it. Anyway, 2 enemies, so it's worth more exploration points. Now, as the series goes on, don't worry, I will cut out some battles that are just there to fill up time, to fill O-Buster, except it's filibuster, but whatever. Now, I will say, being an indie game, it does have a couple of caveats and whatnot here and there that your mileage may vary about. For example,
Where are you going? Snakemouth is through the northwest. How are you supposed to know that?
Yeah, I knew that. Well, theoretically, how would I know that? How dare you talk down to me for going the wrong way? There are more egregious examples of this. Again, I've discussed them at length with Heather on Stevia, but just not publicly, because I have friends with whom I talk.
Excuse me, bug of old complexion. Is everything all right?
Hey, Kabbu, we're supposed to be adventuring. Snakemouth Den, endless riches, hello?
Sorry, Vi, I cannot ignore an old bug in distress.
First of all, name's Chuck, and I bet I'm younger than both of you. But if you've gotta know, I'm behind a piece of grass. Almost done arranging my cosy rest space for travellers going to Snakemouth Den. I just can't pull out this darn weed.
You got this, cozy?
Chuck, Snakemouth Den is more dangerous than rain on a wedding day. And isn't that ironic?
Look, will you help me or not?
Wind getting right up in the camera.
I'm not doing any pulling, at least not for free.
Watch this, Vi. If I press blah near small bushes or rocks,
As I've demonstrated already, but still.
huzzah! Wow, nice. Something like this is no match for my horn.
Oh, B, you actually helped me. This made my week.
You got a reward ready, right?
But Vi, helping others is already its own reward, and you didn't do anything.
It's really not.
No worries, helpful bugs deserve gratitude. I ain't got much. I don't even have a consistent accent, but please, take this.
We got 10 berries. Not much in the grand scheme of things because inflation, but don't Google Bugsnax inflation.
Berries, so many berries.
Use it to buy something nice later, alright?
Thank you, we surely will. We'll be going now. Make sure to warn others of the danger, if not us.
Yes, I am aware of the controls, and you lovely people, because you're watching me, you don't have to worry about the controls. We found some honey. It restores TP, and only TP. So use with an appropriate amount of bechevelment and McCaution. McCaution, it's when someone at McDonald's tells you to take and have a care. Wow, okay, that was a nice thing to just do into the microphone. Anyway, that's what happens when I talk too much too rapidly. Also, I just had dinner before this. You're ground-bound, so I'll just give you a bit of a flip and then walk into you. Now, don't expect me to be able to do this with every single enemy. Sometimes they're just too fast and too prognosable, you know? Sometimes it do just be like that. Anyway, get bonked and fall, and I'll probably mess up the timing yet again. Yep, I messed up the timing again. I will get used to it, I promise. This is all a single recording session and a single episode so far, because, as you might be able to infer, my intention is to do half-hour episodes for this because, I mean, it's an RPG. It's gonna be a bit of a long game. Anyway, Crunchy Leaf, it's your basic... It's like your Paper Mario mushroom. It's your basic healing item. Oh, and in case it wasn't already obvious, TP is shared between the team. You don't have separate TPs for Kabbu and for Vi. Anyway, we have found the den. This is it, Snakemouth Den.
Doesn't look that scary, you know?
According to rumors I've heard, it is the grave of 1,000 explorers. Having ended countless journeys, many a song have been written about its dangers. For real? Its interior must be absolutely riddled with monsters and death traps. We must be extremely cautious.
Geez, way to sell it to me, Kabbu.
But the higher the danger, the better the treasure.
It's true that the artifact is likely to be inside, but are simple riches worth such a risk to you?
Stop trying to scare me off. Let's get in there.
I must make sure she stays safe. And our logbook has been updated. We can keep appropriate amounts of track of the things, what we are doing with the schedules of our daily lives in which we enjoy this delicious, tasty banana, which would probably be large enough to squash both of us whole, because we are bug-sized, the bug life is small. Crystal berry! These are like star pieces in Paper Mario. There's a lot of them hidden in many places. I can't guarantee I'll collect all of them, but I'll certainly give it the old college try. One day we may discover what they may be used for. And now I shall have a quick looky-loo at the pause menu. So at the moment, now we do have relatively limited inventory space, and we have 3 crunchy leaves, but we have 3 of them, so they take up 3 item slots. It's not just a case of the crunchy leaf slot, which is 1 slot and full of 3 item. Because, you know, some games make that distinction, and we have key items that don't take up pouch space because we need them to exist with. Medals and stats, I'm not enabling hard mode, and we have 5 badge points to play with, so theoretically, we could put, well, medals rather, we could put a medal each on Kabbu and Vi, or 2 on 1, or 1 on 2. That being said, I recognise that I said that stupidly. If you have 1 medal, you can't put it on more than 1 bug, because you only have 1, so you can't, you can't. You can't put the same badge twice! Anyway, here's an overview of our respective skills, and yeah, that's an overview of that. Library, we have a list of discoveries such as Snakemouth Den, gives us a little bit of local context. You can pause to read that if you so desire. We have the Bestiary, which there's 92 different enemies, all with their own, you know, spy, tattle. It's a catalogue of enemies. It's the Pokédex, basically, and we will need to use tattle/spy to view them. Got recipe book, there is recipe, there is crafting in this game. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Records, these are various achievements you can achieve, and that, you know, there's 7 main chapters, and, you know, these are all things that we will pertrans abloth in due course. Don't worry about it. And, yeah, quest list. At the moment, we just have chapter 1, and that gives us our context. So, with all of that... Oh, and there's also settings. Just in case you were even remotely worried about these things, that's what I'm playing with at the moment. Anyway, I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons. This is Bug Fables, the everlasting sapling. I'm saving the game, I'm fully healed, and in the next one, we'll go into Snakemouth Den, or Snakemouth. Snakemouth, Snakemouth, I kind of flip-flop back and forth between them. See you then for that! Flip.